So I got into the roofing industry about 28 years ago. I was going to school to actually be a police officer, and got into home improvement sales. And I really enjoyed it. I love seeing the transformation from the old roof and the new roof, and what an impact it has on a house. Well, me being a veteran, it's near and dear to my heart, so giving back to the community, one, and just teaming up, and just it's nice to give back to the veterans who did so much for us. This year we are going to be doing a roof in Inkster for a veteran in need through Habitat for Humanity and Owens Corning and Tittle Brothers Construction. We'll be providing a free roof for this veteran. It's going to be coming up here in the next couple weeks, actually probably about the next 6 weeks. And we'll be hosting a big block party with Owens Corning and Habitat for Humanity.
Welcome to the weekend, folks. It's the perfect time to hire it done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Saturday, September 22nd. Awesome day. Anyways, we have a great show planned for you this morning. We've got how to save money using science. That's right. Saving money around your house using science. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So in studio, right out of the gates with me this morning, is Alex Van Ryn from Building Performance Solutions. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Adam.
How are you?
Good, great. Yourself?
Busy, I bet.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's right. We got the famous Greg Tittle from Tittle Brothers. Forget about the others. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we got Carrie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
We're awesome. Just a great Saturday morning. Glad to have everyone in here, by the way. So let's get right into the content, give everyone some good information. And then, Greg, tell everyone about Tittle Brothers.
Greg Tittle, owner of Tittle Brothers Construction, serving all Southeast Michigan. Roofing, siding, masonry.
How long you been around?
Been in the business for 28 years.
Dang.
Yeah, a couple
right.
years.
And, of course, Carrie, the brains behind the business. How long you been controlling things over at the Empire?
About 14 years.
Not bad. I always share this story. When I started Hire It Done in 2005, one of the first people I went to visit with Greg, and you were downriver off of what, Dick's?
Southfield.
Southfield,
Yeah.
right past Dick's.
Right.
A little nice little office space, and I'm like representing Hire It Done. I'm like, yeah, I got this great show. We're going to talk to homeowners. We're going to tell them how to get roofs that don't leak. And you're looking at me like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was
You're like,
awesome.
yeah, you know what? I'll take a shot. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And I'm like, thank you. You're like my first client. I was all excited. And on the way home, I get a call from Carrie. Are you crazy? We can't do this. This is nuts. And I'm like, listen, please, I begged you. I'm like, just give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And then the rest is history.
Yep.
Isn't that the case?
It's been a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 13, 14 years?
14 years, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
For sure.
You guys have grown.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Is it a good year for you?
It's the best year ever.
Right?
We every year we just, are very thankful that, we're able to keep continuing to grow little by little. We're not, setting the world on fire, but we're, making our strides every
Right.
year to get better and bigger. So
And that's the thing. You grow every year. You
Yes.
learn from your mistakes. You're solution-minded. That's what we look
Correct.
for. When there's a problem, you take care of it. I mean,
Have
that's
to.
just how we work.
You have
on
to.
it. So let's get right into it. It's fall, and, we Hire It Done. We do the fall checklist, right? And the checklist is to walk around your house. And so let's go to the outside of the house, okay? And I say to people, go to the street. Look at your house today and take a look. Maybe get some binoculars or use your smartphone. Zoom in on your roof. Greg, what are some of the things homeowners should be looking for this morning? And we're going to go from the roof down to the foundation. But first thing, let's talk about your roof because you're the roof expert.
Yes.
What do they got to look for to see if their roof's got wear and tear?
Well, the easiest thing to do is look at your downspouts to see if there's granule loss. If you have a lot of granule loss, it's usually telling you your roof's starting to break down. That's the easiest way. Obviously, if you see your shingles curling, lifting, them are all good indicators that it's time to replace your roof.
So go to your downspouts, folks, and see where the water comes out. And if there's pieces of roof granules, that means it's starting to break down.
Correct.
Okay. What about if you see like curling shingles?
Well, that's another indicator. Now, with most of your shingles are all fiberglass, but those shingles that are curling up are organic. So you see a lot of 3-tab from years ago, and it's basically a cardboard base, and it just breaks down. It's like a cardboard box. If it lays outside and gets wet, the sun dries it out, starts to curl up. Same exact thing for your roof.
Okay.
So that's a good indicator that it's definitely time. Last time I was on the radio, I was talking about shingle prices going up. And guess what?
They went up.
Shingle prices went up.
They did.
Big time.
A couple times this year now.
Yes, they have actually about 4 times. So I know it sounds kind of, like we're preaching to the choir, but here we are. It's time.
We always talk about it.
If you need to replace your roof, I would highly recommend getting it done, sooner than later. With today being the first day of fall, it's we're going to have our last big push of the year.
Sure.
So get yourself on the books.
How backed up are you guys?
We're about a week to 2 weeks, so not too bad.
You're catching. You're keeping caught up with the
We
work.
say pretty caught
That's
up.
fair.
In the summertime, we had a big push in the beginning of the year.
Sure.
Summertime, it kind of lulls out a little bit. And then now that the kids are back in school,
Right.
we'll get our last final push of the year. So from now till Thanksgiving is going to be a big push for us.
Well, look at this morning when you went outside, it was a little chilly.
It was chilly, yeah.
So this is good roofing weather, actually.
It's perfect, yeah. Because it's always, at least 10 to 15 degrees hotter on your roof.
You do foundation work too, right?
We do. We do a lot of porches, chimneys, driveways.
I mean, listen, you're doing a roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the chimney's rotting. Why put all that money into a roof and not fix the chimney?
Correct. You'd want to do the chimney first and then do the roof.
In general, and Greg, you guys do insulation as part of your roofing now.
We do. We offer it.
Yeah, and you're an Owens Corning Platinum roofer.
Yes, and we're certified with Owens Corning to be the Platinum roofing contractor, which is only a handful in Southeast Michigan.
Yeah, limited amount.
And then we're also certified with the Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. So it's important that
They work
not
hand
only
in hand.
They really do. So it's intake air, exhaust air, insulation, ventilation, and the shingles itself, the whole system.
And a homeowner's not sure they need a roof, and then you do your inspection, you get in the attic, you go whatever. You've done enough roofs now where you can look at a roof and know.
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious. As soon as you pull up, what's going on up there, what needs to be addressed. So when we show up, we do a full assessment of the house. We walk the roof. We climb up there. We do a visual inspection, and we record it as well, just so the customer, we back up what we say we're going to do. So when the sales guys climbing the roof, they're doing a video and they're checking it, and then they're going down and talking to the homeowner and showing them. So because everybody's going to, every sales guy's going to go there and try to sell you a roof, but we prove why you need a roof.
Right.
Or why you don't need a roof for that matter. So
well, that's interesting you say why you don't need a roof, because recently, we go back to the homeowners after you've been out there and all of our contractors. And there was a homeowner that made a comment and said, the Tittle brothers said we could wait a few more years before we need a roof.
correct. Well,
Which
I mean, if
they're like, well, and I'm like, yeah, they're not there to just get the sale. They're there to give you the information, whether you need it or not.
correct. Well, it's important that, a lot of people call because they might have bought the house. They were told that the roof's 5 years old, 3 years old, 10 years old. So they really don't know. So they call us a lot of times just for free roof analysis, just to come out, walk the roof.
And you'll do that.
We do that a lot, and we'll do a roof tune-up. So a lot of times your roof is fine, but we'll come out and caulk the flashings, check
Boots,
everything, the
exhaust.
boots, see what needs, just walk it.
I like
maybe
that.
there's some nail heads
Do
that
you
are
charge
shining.
for a tune-up? Is that
It's a minimal charge, just to cover the guy's time, that's coming out to do it.
I didn't realize that. So anybody needs a roof tune-up, folks? How do you get a hold of you? Go to
Just give
visit
us a
Tittle
call.
Brothers?
Yeah, TittleBrothers.com, TITTLE, brothers spelled out, .com, or 734-225-2525. Give us a call. We're fully staffed 6 days a week. There's about 8 girls that work in the office. They can set you up an appointment. It's pretty harmless. Sales guys comes out.
Walks
And-
around and
and
then
walks
says,
around.
okay, here's what we can do to
Exactly.
tune it up. And that actually is like roof maintenance.
It really
It's
is.
not necessarily important, after you had it 1 or 2 years, but if your roof's 11, 12 years old and you want to extend the roof,
Exactly.
That's
so
smart.
we can look at it, and a lot of times, we could tell you, you look good, you're fine, or you may need to replace it, clean the gutters out. Now's the time to get it done, or replace the roof.
Sure.
Now that fall is here, let's get it set up. We have really easy financing programs. The banks are lending again, so we're getting high
Yeah.
approval rates.
I want to talk about, because most people, don't have 10, 12, the average roof takes like 10,000 average.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty average.
Yeah, so they don't have that sitting around here ready. Oh, I need a roof this morning. Let's just write a check for 10 grand and get it done.
Well, even if you do have it in the bank, a lot of times people don't want to let go of it. So
Right,
they're-
I can pay $300 a month instead.
They'd rather pay $300 a month,
Yeah.
$200 a month, and then when they get their taxes paid off, that's what a lot of my customers do. Is they'll do like a loan, and then their taxes come in and they just pay that loan off. So
Ice damming is a critical side effect of either bad ventilation and bad weather, and sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with a brand new roof. Is it fair to say that way?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So let's first define ice damming for the listener. Greg, why don't you take a shot at it?
okay, yeah, for sure. So ice damming is where you have the heat loss from the house hits the bottom of the roof deck. You have 12 inches of snow on your roof, and then what ends up happening is it goes down to the lowest point where your wall and your roof meet. Ice is up, and then the next morning the sun comes out, melts it, and just comes in your house. So
Correct.
it's where a lot of heat loss, improper insulation and ventilation. Which
And the
causes it.
homeowners think, oh, I've got ice and water shield, and that's supposed to stop that.
Yeah, until 1994, we'd never seen anything like this, and I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to be right in the middle of it. So we got them calls. You know,
remember.
You just put a roof on. I've been in this house for 30 years and never had a problem before. So we had to quickly get educated on what was going on and what was how to prevent this and what was going on. We found out everybody got into the vinyl window craze went on there
Yeah.
for a while, and we put the new windows, and so we took the single pane windows out, we put the double pane windows, and we sealed these houses up, but we didn't do anything with the attic or the ventilation. So because just for the lack of not knowing, and then we quickly found out that we have to do something to fix this and correct it.
Right.
So we knew that it was the proper intake, proper exhaust, and proper insulation, and then as well as venting the bathrooms and kitchens.
So the roofing manufacturers got involved, and they knew. And then the science that validates everything is where Alex comes in. So, Alex, do you agree with his assessment of ice damming?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
So the solution, okay, because you can put a brand new roof on. You have a 3-foot overhang, right? And it's ventilated properly. However, the 3-foot overhang is 3 foot on the other side of the heated wall, right? So ice builds up, it melts, and then it goes back up under the shingles. What's the solution, Alex?
So there's many facets to this, and this is what's important is identifying it's not just an individual component, it's a system. So you have your insulation, you have your ventilation, you have your exhaust, but you also have air infiltration. Air infiltration is one of the leading causes of excessive heat buildup in an attic space. So we're talking wintertime conditions, your furnace is running, you're trying to pump more moisture in the air because it's dry out. So you're running your humidifier. You have a great temperature differential between inside and out, so that furnace is running and running and running. The warm air rises in a home, just like in a hot air balloon. Okay, and there's penetrations within the ceiling line that allow warm air and
Recessed
vapor.
lights.
Recessed lights, attic access hatches, partition walls, electrical
Exhaust
plumbing,
fans, anything.
penetration. Yep. It allows all that warm, moist air into the attic space. And now we have to, it permeates through the insulation that's up there. Fiberglass, cellulose, cotton, balsam wool, all these fiber-based
It's going
insulation
to migrate through.
is going to penetrate through. So the ventilation is designed to expel that. Ventilation, though, static ventilation, soffit, ridge, vent, can vent, gable vents, all these rely on a pressure imbalance between inside and out, airflow. Without that, that moisture and heat that's getting in the attic can overwhelm the ventilation, especially if it's blocked or if it's improper. So what we need to do is, one, make sure that the ventilation is completely open and it's balanced. Imagine a drinking straw. Okay, you got two ends to a straw. You blow into the straw for a bit of air going in and same bit of air is leaving. If you plug half of either end of the straw, what did you do to the airflow through that straw? You dramatically changed it. So when you have soffit or ridge vent, it has to be balanced. Geometries of roofs, the architects, they put all these fancy hips and gables and things like that. You may not be able to get proper ventilation.
That's true.
So what's important is that we properly air seal the ceiling line first. Go through, find all the penetrations, seal them up. Stop that warm, moist air from getting into the attic in the first place, right?
So that's step one. And Greg, because you're Owens Corning certified in the insulation part of it, doesn't Owens Corning make a like if you have a recessed can?
They do.
They make a can seal thing.
And for the hatch as well. So
And you use those.
Yes, we do. And we what's also is whole house fans. We see this a lot where, they put a new insulation in there. It's R49. They have the baffles. Everything's great. And then you walk in the house and you see a whole house fan. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? They can't figure out why the roof's ice damming. Well, you're just dumping all this heat. They crank it up.
Yeah.
So it's like 80 degrees in their house, and then all that heat is hitting that whole house fan going right to the attic. So, yeah, I mean, it's a complete system, and that's why we do the complete system selling.
So you both complimented that point. He said it's a complete system.
It is.
So that's
it's not
why
just buying shingles. That's why we've been saying this for the last 20 years. When somebody buys a roof with Tittle Brothers, yeah, you're buying a complete system from a manufacturer.
Let me ask you a question that just came in. And this,
Sure.
This is it has to do with GAF.
Okay. Yeah, I know GF for a while.
Right. You were one of their best guys for a long, long time.
For sure.
Does Tittle Brothers still warranty their old GAF roofs now that they only install Owens Corning?
Of course, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, that
20 years ago, you put a roof on. They got a problem. They're going to call you. You're going to take care
The
of it.
great thing is you have the warranty from the manufacturer. So
But you'll honor it.
I'll honor it all day long.
100%.
We're there 6 days a week. Come on in and see us.
Because I know for a fact that GAF is sorry that you're not doing their roofs.
You know,
It
it's
happens.
business, right? But
Well, listen,
Owens
Owens
Corning is a
Corning.
great product, and we're very proud of it. Everybody knows the Pink Panther, so we fly the flag.
It's a good. Listen,
Well-
you've done a great job.
Owens Corning is a very, very strict on who they allow to be platinum contractor. That's why there's only a handful of them. So
Right.
you have to be
earn that. It's not
you
like
have-
it by buy. You can't buy it.
Listen, everybody can tell you how great they are
Mhm.
and tell you how good their company is, you know, but the proof's in the pudding. So, you know, we're platinum for a reason.
No, and I appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons hired done contractors. If you enter into the roofing category, you have to be certified at the highest level from any of the
Correct.
manufacturers. That way, we don't have any issues.
Right.
And by the way, roofing, we do more roofing through hired done, and you can testify
Yeah,
to this
that's true.
than anyone else around. So we did over 30,000 squares this year. We keep track.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, it's
so we got it. But
we
here,
get a
let
lot.
me ask you: if anyone has a question about building science or roofing right now, or anything around your house, text us 97136. Here's one I want to talk, and let's see if we can answer it together. Adam, what is the deal with gable vents? Should they be covered up with a new roof or left open? I've heard both sides. So let's define first. A gable vent is on the side of the house, right? At the peak on the side, you see the little slats, and that's a gable vent. Now, on a roof, at the very peak, we have a ridge vent, right? And some of them have ridge vents and some have can vents, which are off the backside.
Right.
And then you have at the overhangs, we call a soffit vent. So soffit, gable, ridge. Those are the vents in a house that for the roof. If you have a gable vent and you have ridge vent, good or bad, Alex?
Well, it's bad.
Okay.
Long and short, yeah, it's bad.
So you don't get rid of the ridge, you get rid of the gable.
Yeah, you keep the ridge. You want low venting and you want high venting. You want a balance of the two.
And that allows the air from the soffit to go travel up
Right.
out the tip of the roof.
We love to have continuous venting on high and low so that we get a complete washout of any, when I say washout, ventilation of the heat and moisture through the whole attic and not just a spot area. And that's what gable vents end up doing is they short circuit that flow. And they kind of create a whirlwind. We'll do inspections where there will be mold all around the gable vent. It's amazing. I mean, you can see directly outside, and then there's just mold everywhere around it. And it's because of that. It doesn't ventilate the moisture out. It just spins it around inside the attic.
Okay, so Greg, you go to a homeowner and you say, Mrs. Homeowner, you have a gable vent. We're going to have to plug it.
So yeah, this is kind of a double. We have to really clarify. When you need to close the gable vents, and you have to
Right.
have the proper intake air.
Yep.
So what we want to do is we want to force that ridge vent to pull from the lowest point to circulate the air from bottom to top.
So you want to draw it through.
Because otherwise, the ridge vent is going to pull from the easiest source of air it can. So, being the gable vents being right there and by it, that ridge vent will actually pull from the gable vents as opposed to.
And it becomes like a cyclonic
So, what we
effect.
want to do is close them up as long as you have the proper intake air. Close them up, and then you have continuous soft vents.
Is there a formula to know the proper amount?
Yes, there is. Yes,
So
there
you
is.
have you follow whatever
We do, yes.
Okay. Which
And a lot
makes
of the
sense.
cities around town will follow up, and if you're not doing the proper ventilation, they'll make you do the proper
All right.
ventilation. So
That's what I thought. All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks. When we come back, more roofing science, a couple charities we want to talk about. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to Hire It Done, 97.1, The Ticket.